What's good, my people? I had to drop the peaceful because I ain't always peaceful. You know what I'm saying? I try to be. You know what I mean? That's my intention. Try to be peaceful because it's good to be peaceful. You know what I mean? Gotta be meeting with people in the world. You know what I mean? You gotta do the things that you gotta do for your life. It's better to come at it in a peaceful disposition, but sometimes peace is not the energy. Sometimes you gotta invoke the war. It's just reality. Sometimes you gotta come at life as a warrior, and you gotta have the war. You know, sometimes you can't compromise. You know, most of the times it's a good thing. Compromise, right? Be at peace with everything. You know, be diplomatic, things like that. But sometimes you gotta come at life at the war. You gotta bring your sword. When it's about the truth, there's no compromising. There's no compromising when it comes to the truth with me. I'm not that one that's going, deal with the truth today and then tomorrow drop it or act like it's not valid or it's not something I'm supposed to be focused on, because maybe I'm dependent on this or that. No, I'm gonna deal with the truth. So sometimes it ain't all about peace. But what's up, my people, anyway? So today I want to talk about religion. That's what I want to talk about. Religion. Here's the thing about religion. Alright, so religion, despite what many of us say, right? Many people that you know and trust and love, right? They clown religion. They gave it a bad name. Why? Because the popular religions of the day, they ain't right. They not right. And if you get mad at me, then just be mad. Alright? Not compromising that thought, ever. Okay? Some of the religions that we all caught up on is not right. And they made a bad deal with us. They did a bad thing to us. You know what I'm saying? They closed our eyes to who we are. That's what they did. They made us less of who we are in order to have control of us. Y'all hear me say it all the time. It's the truth. Okay? If not, come debate me. Come talk about it with me. You know what I'm saying? You don't think what I'm saying is true? Come talk about it with me. Don't just flap your gaps at the screen. Come talk at me. Okay? All right, they made us less of who we are. They made us think that we are nothing. Right? That's what they did. They made us think that we don't have a say-so and that in order to be saved, something from outside of us has to do it. Well, let's look at this. How many times does that happen? How many people are saved, right? Quote unquote, because you prayed, you had your day, your particular day where you sat down or you stood up or whatever you did, and you prayed to God and you said, I accept such and such as my Savior or whatever, right? And you got saved, right? And then you still went back to certain carnalities, certain ill behaviors that you did before you were saved. So if that's the case, was you really saved? Okay? Did you really get saved after you declared yourself saved? That's the question, right? That's the question that disproves this whole notion of something outside of yourself saving you. Okay? Just because you declare XYZ, now you saved. Okay? We just disproved that, right? Because there's many people who go back to whatever they were doing, right, after they were quote unquote saved. In other words, these were people who didn't apply their will to it, because once your will is on it, then there's no backsliding, there's no going back, right? Once your will is on it and you saved yourself, you pull yourself up out of that. If it was bad, if it was something that you wasn't supposed to be into, then you're not into it no more. You're done with it. Okay, that's how the will works on that situation, that subject. So we just got rid of that, right? Threw that out the water. Okay. Now, what's the next thing? So religion has gotten a bad name, right? So no, it's not that religion is bad, right? It's just that these religions that seek to subjugate people by taking their brain and toying with it, they're the ones that's not bad, right? That's not good. That's what's not good. That's what's fucked up, right? These religions that do the wrong thing with people. Let me see. I'm trying to play with this thing right. All right, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, right. So these religions that go there, right? That's what's giving religion a bad name. But it's important to not dump the whole of religion in the toilet, right? Because what is religion? All right, well, we learned from Omen, right, in the Meduna that religion breaks down to basically to mean something which you were a part of that you tie yourself back to. That's what, when you break down the etymology of the word religion, right? Meaning back or again, right? Liger, right, is what that comes out to. I think it's like a Greek word that means to refasten, right, or to fasten, right? So there's back and then fasten, right? You're refastening yourself to something you were originally. Okay, well, let's break that down. What were we originally? We go back to the ancient scriptures before there was any other scriptures, and we look into the book of the manifestations of Ra and overcoming the pet, right? Then we find that God made everything from itself, from a portion of itself. So what we were originally was of God. Okay, that's what we were fastened to before. And religion is a way to reconnect yourself to God. That's what it is. Okay, that's what religion is. Okay, now the only way that could be bad is if you're in a school of thought that teaches you less than what you are. That teaches you that you are less than what you are, right? That doesn't teach you about what you were connected to previously, right? Or doesn't teach you that you were connected to God, okay? If we're dealing with that, then you're dealing with something that's not correct. It's not a good thing, right? Now the people who bash religion have justification, okay? So the thing is basically to find a religion or a way of life, because that's what religion is, right? A way of life, a way of schooling, a pathway that's based on something correct, something that is going to elevate you, okay? And listen, you know what I'm saying? There's all kinds of religions. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I do have a favorite. let me not kick it like I don't have a favorite, right? Like that I'm an Osirian, right? I'm of the ancient religion of ancient Egypt, right? The ancient Osirian religion. That's what I do, right? Why? Because it was the oldest, right? Sumer, I would say, is earlier than Egypt, but we don't have their religious teachings intact. We don't have their religious teachings intact. So, in terms of what we know about the first things that were said about God, the furthest you could go back and get a full picture is ancient Egypt, right? And the picture makes sense, right? When you take the Neteru, which was the original tree of life, right? You look at that and you identify the aspects of God in the being, right? In the human being, right? Then you got something to work with now, right? You got something to understand as the spiritual anatomy of you, right? Which is linked with God, right? And the Meduna breaks all this down. Go find the Meduna, right? Raul Nefer Amen, right? Brilliant work, probably the most brilliant works of philosophical writing, of the whole last 100 years. You know what I'm saying? That Meduna is very good. All right, let me get off that. What you have to do is find a correct religion, right? There is correct religions, right? There's ways of life that are correct, that teach you about the whole, right? Because it's about understanding the whole, right? If you only know a portion of this, then you don't know what you should know, what you need to know. If you only know a portion of this, right? What is the world? What are the aspects of God? How this all shakes down into everyday reality? Then you don't really know it all. You don't know what you should know. So yeah, religion gets bad name, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? It's just a matter of finding the right religion. Now, that said, I'm not prejudiced, right? See, and that's one of the things I need to talk about as well. Like, these religions how you identify a religion that is not what it should be, what it's supposed to be, is if it propagates things like prejudice. Okay? At the top of the tree, there's Osir, and Osir is God on earth. Osir's thing is unity, unifying with others. Why? Because we are at the essence one thing. We are the same thing that created us at the essence. Okay? So Osir being unity, is my measuring stick for how I'm going to look at teachings about God, right? This is what I'm going to use to look at teachings about God, right? I'm going to weigh whatever those words are against this sphere one information, right? So now you come across a religion that says we don't mess with them, right? Okay, that's not unity. It's not unity. It's not what I understand to be God, right? Because when you separate, right, when you disunify, you are doing what? You're bringing in Set or the devil, right? You're bringing in the evil, right? That we should be separated is an idea that's not in line with who we truly are. Whether it's racial, sorry, gender, I come from over there, you come from over here, I think this about God and you think that about God, right? Who are you to disclude somebody's religion? Who are you to say that because I'm from here and I got this book, what you was doing on the other side of the world for God is incorrect? Who the hell you think you are? You can't negate somebody's spiritual practice just because it's not yours. You know what I'm saying? Whoever taught you to be arrogant and to be self-righteous and to be, prideful about, this religion that you got, they did you a disservice. Because those are aspects of Satan or Set that you are propagating, that you are walking by and really thinking that you're in the light. Because you don't have a right to negate somebody else's way of life, to negate somebody else's way that they reconnect with what they were originally. Right? You don't have that right. So cut it out. Cut it out. Get off your high horse. Right? Go study some history and find out more about your religion. Right? I ain't just talking to Christians. I'm talking to all the various religions. Christianity is not the only religion that does that. Right? There's plenty of religions that walk in it's us and only us type of vibe. You know what I mean? That's not it. Like you are not who you should be if you can't exist in your own religion, but still go to this man's church over here and see what they saying about God. Right? What's wrong with that? Right? You know what I mean? What's wrong with that? You know what I mean? The whole thing about everything is to find the unity, find the singularity point of everything. Find out where things connect. Unity amid the diversity, right? Everything is different. Everything is what it is, and it's different, right? How do we connect? We find the unity within it. We find where we're similar, right? If we're different, right? That's how we walk this earth. That's the goal. The goal is to find the unity amid the diversity. So if I can't go to another man's church just because I'm a Osirian, then my religion ain't right. Then, what I'm doing is not correct. I understand, there is a need to get with your own, be with your own, have a certain level of discrimination such that things don't get confused. You have different intentions coming from the outside and things like that. And it is good to have a certain level of discrimination about your situation. Whether that's religion, whether that's racial, whatever that is, whether that's our village, whatever, right? Just a certain level of discrimination is healthy, right? But, we still should be able to find the unity within the diversity, because that's why we were put on earth in a diversity, right? If we were only supposed to be one way, then God would have made us all one way. It didn't happen like that. So you got to find the unity within the diversity, whether you think you do or you don't. Whether you deluded into thinking that your way is the only way or not. Okay, that's what you have to do. That's why God made that guy different from you. All right, I'm stepping on people's toes right now. I don't give a fuck. Because I'm telling the truth. I'm talking the truth. So I don't care that you mad. Who the hell is you? You can't beat the truth. Alright? So if you can't beat the truth, then just get with it. Get with the truth. Don't try to beat the truth. It's true that life, the purpose of life is to find a... Look, God is playing a big game with itself. You know what I mean? Think about it. If you was the all-powerful, right? The almighty, the only thing that existed, what would you do? You would create other yous because you'd be lonely, right? And then you would make a world, right? Or worlds, right? You would, if you was just out in space where there's just an abyss of nothing, and that's all you were, right? That's all it was. You would do certain things to spark some things up. Right? So it's not far-fetched that God created worlds to interject its consciousness into and live, have experience in the external planes of reality. It's not far-fetched. It's a very reasonable consideration. You should consider it. If you haven't looked at the ancient scriptures, then, you know, who are you in this conversation? You can't even have this conversation if you ain't go back and look at the ancient, scriptures, the various ones. The ancient scriptures from Sumer, the ancient scriptures from Egypt, the ancient, Mesopotamia, the ancient Judaism. Look at them all. Study them all. If you're sincere, you know what I mean? And you're not sincere about this thing if you ain't studied them all. You talking about religion, you talking about this and that, but you ain't studied all that stuff? Get out of here. You ain't got nothing to say on this subject. Because it's about finding the unity amid the diversity. If you can look in those different scriptures and see where they all connect, then you're doing the right thing. Right? Then you can take from that other religion and actually incorporate it into your life. Right? Why? Well, because it links up over here as well, which is what it's supposed to do. You gotta be careful where your religion tells you to be prejudiced with people, to not unify because you this and they that or whatever like that. Like, that's just misguided. It's misguided. Don't fall into that funk. Don't fall into that, dupe job. That's a dupe job. Don't do that. Don't let the world dupe you into that goofy line of thought that you're not supposed to link with other people just because you a particular religion. Or you're supposed to, hold yourself back in some way because of your religion. You know what I mean? Oh, we don't do that. That's, no, be sensible. Use your reasoning. Your sphere 6, right? Invoke your Heru, your I, right? Your I, okay? And let that be the measure on, what you're going to involve yourself into. You know what I'm saying? Who you're going to keep away from, right? And who you're going to unify with, right? If the individual is a good person, no matter what his or her religion is, then you give that person a chance. You don't let their religion hold you back. You don't be brainwashed, right? Yeah, man, because, I don't know, we confused out here, man. We are really confused, and, I hate to see my people brainwashed. That's why I do this, man, because I hate to see brainwash win. I hate that. I hate losing. I don't want to lose. You know what I mean? If I don't have to lose, right? If it's not a situation where, I gotta let something go, right? Then I'm not trying to lose. And so to see my people all fragmented and, brainwashed and not progressing because of it, it's not where I want to be. It's not, so I'm going to speak about it. So hopefully I ain't step on too many toes and I ain't, hey, look, if you don't like what I said, hey, go to the next video. You know what I mean? Desubscribe, whatever the case you got to do. But I'm telling the truth over here, so that's what I'm going to continue to do. All right, y'all. Peace. Hey, buddy. Is that a pigeon or a duck? What is that with you? Whoa. Hey. How you doing? That's cool. He's just as peaceful. He know there's no bad energy here. He knows the energy is good. He don't have to be scared. Everything's peace. Wow, that's beautiful. Never been so close to a bird. Wow, he decided to take the scenic route. Come down with the humans and hang out. Ain't that something? Yo, that's cool. Cool. Like, hey, folks, what's good? Whoa. Alright, let's come back this way. Look at this bold little white bird, man. This is so cool. Whoa, man. Hey, buddy.
Yours? No?
Hey, man. I think he likes what I'm talking about. Hey, buddy. He like, y'all got some food? Like, where the food at? Hey, buddy. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, this is so cool. Probably let you touch him. Kids got good energy. Don't scare him, though. Ooh. Cool. Hey. Here's the birdie. Hey, man. Hey, what's up, birdie? Oh, that's cool.
You can keep it.
Wow.
No, don't know.